Anything that happens to him, he's always good, because it's such a liberating experience to submit yourself to the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, realizing that sometimes things aren't going to go the way that you plan, and that's better for you.
Kiumbe dhaifu lakini jasiri.
Alitunukiwa sura nzima,
sura inayompa daraja yake inavyostahiki. Sharti ajigambe.
Naam, na pepo ipo chini ya nyayo zake.
Mpamba nyumba na nyoyo za wapendwa wake.
anayebeba majukumu yake pasina kupinga.
Mtazamaji, je, unamfahamu anayezungumziwa?
Bila ya kusahau hadhi yake na haki zake.
Ungana nami Rahma Swaleh na Sheikh Juma Amir,
tukuelimishe na kukupa mwelekeo katika maisha ya ndoa
kwenye kipindi Dira ya Mwanamke,
kila Jumapili saa 2:30 usiku majira ya Afrika Mashariki ndani ya Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. You are watching the Sabah Show. Keep it locked right here on Horizon TV. Right now, after the newspaper review with Muhammad Onyango and my sister Aisha Abdikadir, it is now time to dive into matters technology. As you can see, Mr. Hamis and my sister Yusra are already in set. Now, our young brothers and sisters recently concluded their primary education. After that, they'll be joining the high school. And the high school students also recently concluded their education and will be moving further for university. Now, thanks to the innovations and technology that is available in our country or in the world, you can take your education from the comfort of your home while you're seated or you're working. This is the beauty of technology. And today we will be discussing Islamic online studies, and who better to have on the set than a representative of the Islamic Online University and a student who will be telling us the same. So we will begin by you guys introducing yourself and telling the audience where you're coming from and what you prepared for us today. Let's start with you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. As-salatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Thank you, Brother Yusuf, for having us. Yes. And my name is Hamisi Meriti. I am the Kenyan representative of the Islamic Online University. And I am in charge of the administrative, the promotional and the communication part of the Islamic Online University in Kenya. Of course, working in conjunction and under the guidance of the IOU Kenya Trust, under the chairmanship of Professor Shawkat, Sheikh Abdul Latif Abdul Karim, Professor Abdul Latif Isaji, Sheikh Badru Jafar, Ibrahim Ledhomi, among others. So what we do is we just help students with, joining the university and guidance along the way.
Let's move to you, my sister Yusra.
Thank you once again for having me on the set. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa
Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. My name is Yusra Mansour. I'm coming from Embakasi and I'm a student in Islamic Online University. I'm doing my degree in psychology, first year, second semester. I've prepared my experience as a student in Islamic Online University. Thank you.
Does it mean you can read someone's mind already?
Not really. Yeah, it is more, psychology is more than just reading the mind. Yeah, it's beyond that.
I'm sure my brother Muhammad Ubura will be hoping to learn more of that after the session. Now, let us start. Now, my brother Hamis, why Islamic online studies?
Why Islamic online studies? Because the IOU, speaking of the IOU,
Yes.
First and foremost, it's a brainchild of Dr. Bilal Phillips, one of the most well-known English-speaking Muslim scholars. And in 2007, Dr. Bilal had an idea of spreading authentic Islamic knowledge to countries which are not traditionally Muslim countries. We are talking of the Western countries, sub-Saharan African countries, even some Asian countries. So the easiest way to reach them would be through technology and the internet. And that's when he founded the Islamic Online University. Okay. So it is, not all of us are able to go to the physical university. Not all of us are of a young age where you still have, a long time ahead of you to study. Not all of us can have the time to go to a class. So this is an opportunity for all of us to gain authentic Islamic knowledge from the comfort of your home, maybe office, and while still doing other things that you are doing.
You mentioned something that caught my attention right there, that not all of us are able to have, say, the energy or the zeal to be attending classes on the daily. So how easy is it to access IOU?
How easy it is to access? Very easy. All you need really is computer access, of course, and internet connectivity. And even on the internet connectivity, you don't have to have Wi-Fi at home. You can use cyber cafe, you can even use the mobile data that we have. That's all you need. So it's so easy, and even registration takes all of 3 minutes.
Okay, and let's move on now to Yusra, who's a student there. What is your reception towards online studies?
Apart, just like any other university, you need qualifications to be able to maintain your position in a university. As for Islamic Online University, any certificate that you have achieved, it can make you have a position in the university. You don't need maybe a degree of a previous course you had. Yeah, so maybe if I'm just from high school and I want to join a university and go straight to the degree, Islamic Online University gives you the opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a cut point for admissions?
Yes. As it is, we have different levels of study, from certificate to masters. And for each level, you need a prerequisite for that level. For example, to study the master's degree in Islamic studies, you need to have a prior, bachelor's degree. And likewise, for a bachelor's degree, you need to have attained the cut-off points. Like for Kenyans, it's a C+, for those who studied in Kenya. Since IOU is a global institution, different requirements for students from different countries apply. But as it is, for all levels, you need a prerequisite to be enrolled in that study.
Let's talk about something interesting with what you guys would call millennials, the young generation, the mode of supervision, because maybe I'm taking this education from somewhere as far as Wajir or Garissa or Mandera, and my supervisor is somewhere in Nairobi. How do you ensure that this person feeding in the information to the online system is doing something that is credible? Maybe there's no issue of plagiarism, and it is really up to the standard that you as a supervisor would want?
Again, technology facilitates technology.
Yeah.
So what happens is that, of course, it's distant learning. It's you have one of the main reasons why anybody will join is the freedom to be able to go to work, take care of the kids, go to take care of your health and still study. So in terms of the actual study, you cannot supervise what somebody is doing, but the progress is being supervised. Like you'd find there's well, at the beginning of the semester, there's a calendar for the whole semester. Like the cutoff date for assignment submission is this date, for midterm exams is this date. So that is one way of tracking how the students are doing. Then on the actual supervision, like on the final exams, you have to do them at an exam center. You cannot do final exams at home. You have to do them at an exam center with an invigilator. And when you come for the exams, you have to identify yourself that this is me. And, then the invigilator will allow you into the exam room, and then you sit your exams. And then again, also in terms of the regular learning, you sit for assignments, which are really strict. Like you have to, plagiarity is checked, and you cannot do, I think it's 20%. If there's a 20% too much and above, it's not accepted. So that means that students are put, they have to go back to the basics. You have to do the books, you have to study.
Okay, maybe you can tell us now, as an online student, what would you say are the characteristics or character traits of a student who is fully packaged to do 100% course online?
You need a lot of self-discipline. Yes.
Especially on the wake of the way we have smartphones with us, internet at home, gadgets and everything.
Yes, you really have to be self-disciplined. You really have to manage your time. Yeah, as the Sheikh said, there are cut-off points, there are deadlines. Okay, after every lecture there is a quiz that you cannot go to the next lecture after. Okay, you cannot do the other lectures if you have not done quizzes of the previous lecture. So after every lecture there's a quiz, after every lecture there's a quiz. Yeah, so you'll manage your time, you'll manage yourself according to the calendar of the university, and manage yourself throughout the semester.
Is it easy though?
It is not. It is not. Yeah, you have to go up and down to hit the line before the deadline. You really have to work hard. So it's somehow tough, but it's the easiest.
It's
the easiest if.
Incidentally, you meet students or potential students. Somebody gets the idea that online study should be easy peasy, abracadabra, and you get the knowledge. But then when they begin studying, you actually realize you have to put in the work. And as it is, there is no shortcut to reading. Studying, you have to do the books, you have to study. So it's not easy in terms of, do I need to sit down? Do I need to study? Do I need to concentrate? Am I getting tested? No, it's not easy. But in terms of accessibility, flexibility, it's easy from that point.
All right, let's talk about the duration that a course takes.
Course duration would be, again, one of the main traits of IOU study is the flexibility. It understands that there's this sister who would get pregnant, be with child, and they may not devote so much time to studying. It understands that there's this person who's a businessman who wants to travel a lot, and all other types. There's also students who are doing, in fact, I think the largest number of students at IOU are those who are actually studying in other schools, like physical classes. So it understands that. So the flexibility is there. You can do up to 12 years for the degree course. And of course the diploma, which they call the associate degree, takes more or less the same time. So it's very flexible. And again, the number of, the study is module based. So the number of modules you do in a semester, the number of units you do in a semester are dependent on you. I could be doing nine units, which is the maximum for any semester. You could be doing 6 units, which is the standard. She could be doing 3 units or even 1, given how busy she is. So it's up to you. You can do 1, 2, 3, up to 9. If you do the standard 9, taking one of the degree courses, bachelor's degree courses, if you're doing the standard 6, you would do 8 semesters 4 years of 8 semesters. In each year we have 2 semesters. So that would be the standard time. But you can do it in more and you can do it in less. If you decide to do the maximum number of 9 units in a semester, you'd finish in 2.5, 3 odd years.
That is the crash course.
Yes, and it's accelerated. They call it accelerated.
Accelerated.
Yes. Instead of doing standard 6, you do 9 every semester. So you'll be studying more units, so you'll finish faster.
Okay, accelerated. That is definitely a new term to me. And maybe we can talk about, before we go on the break, the accreditation of the degree that comes from an online course.
In terms of a general degree that comes from an online course, it's, almost all universities these days have online courses, so it doesn't change the fact that it's from this school. In terms of the IOU being a global school, incidentally with the largest number of students in terms of diversity, because IOU has students from Angola to Zimbabwe, in Africa, Ghana, Maldives, it's all over the world. So it's a global thing, but it's actually registered in, initially it was registered in Somalia, and then it also got registration and accreditation in the Gambia. And of course, when it was registered in Somalia, of course, again, recognized by the UN. And then it was registered in the Gambia. Now, of course, in Guinea-Bissau. So it's moving from country to country. In terms of acceptance, it depends again on country to country and what one would do of this. If you're studying for the certificate, that is, you'd equalize it in your country of origin. You'd take it for equalization and then use it accordingly. But in terms of the knowledge, it is what it is.
Right. The thoughts of Hassan Idris right there, rather Hamis, bringing us to the end of our first segment. But don't go too far, because when we come back, we'll be discussing the challenges that are faced with this. Remember, you can join in the conversation through our social media handles, that is Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Horizontv Kenya, or our SMS line at 21951. Don't go too far. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. You are watching the Sabah Show. Keep it locked right here on Horizon TV.
قال تعالى في محكم تنزيله بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم
Ninasaha kutoka pwani.
هذا الدين قال الله قال الرسول قال الصحابة هم أولو العرفان انتهى.
Ili kuongoza kwenye njia iliyonyoka.
Sikizeni hadithi hii ya Mtume alayhi salatu wasalam. Hakuna atakayeweza kumfungia mtu mlango ambaye Mwenyezi Mungu aliyemfungulia.
Kuimarisha imani yako.
thabbit qulubana ala dinik wa ala ta'atik.
Ungana na mashekh wetu kutoka pwani kwenye mimbar.
Mimbar zinamwakilisha Mtume sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
Ni Jumamosi na wakati saa 3 usiku katika Horizon TV, runinga uipendayo. Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. You are watching the Sabah Show. Keep it locked right here on Horizon TV. Welcome back to Tech Tuesday with me, your host Yusuf Farah. Definitely an interesting topic as far as Islamic studies is concerned. And before we went on the break, we wanted to handle the challenges, but I'll start with something very important. And my sister here will answer this question. Yusra, as far as motivation is concerned, as an online student, how do you stay motivated to attend the classes, do the quizzes and everything, despite living in a world where, I mean, we millennials, in quotes, are known to just be tweeting, snapping, Instagramming, sending WhatsApp status and just checking what is currently happening? How do you stay motivated to make time for, like, from 8 to 8:30 it's time to study and I will not be doing anything else?
Okay. It's all about focusing. Yeah, when despite all the challenges that we go through in a day, I somehow managed to get time to sit down, concentrate on my studies, because this is what I believe in. Yeah, knowledge is very, very, very much important in our lives. So if I don't study, I will not be able to know, okay, what is this about, what is that about. So every day I strive my best to follow up with the lectures, reading every day, every single day, hitting the deadlines. It's very tough, but when you stay focused and be self-disciplined, it's all what it takes.
Okay.
Yeah.
My brother Hamish, let's talk about the lecturers. How do you ensure they stay motivated to mark, supervise, and handle the online submissions from the students?
First and foremost, it's a duty, and as it were, you have to fulfill your duties.
Yes.
Secondly, it's a challenge. Not being the most traditional way of study, especially of Islamics, it is a challenge to the lecturers that they can actually get somebody to get the knowledge, even practice it, having not maybe seen them. Like you could have the dean for fiqh is from Fiji. You could have him helping a student in Chad to understand Islam, practice, become a better Muslim, and ultimately, as is the motto of the IOU, changing the nation through education. Just the fact that you can change people through that, it's enough motivation. And again, also realities of life. It's way to earn a living, so not too bad.
Okay, that's very nice. Let us talk about how it has helped you being in an Islamic online university. How has it helped you to become a better Muslim or an all-rounded Muslim?
Okay, IOU, sometimes they send us emails to remind us of our studies. Maybe when we reach half a semester, they send us some email, and you can see a quote of a hadith. Yeah, the obligation of a Muslim to seek knowledge. So I get motivated with that. And another thing, it helps me practice honesty in all sense. Yeah, you might sometimes do a quiz, a question is hard, you know the answer, you know where it is, but you cannot just open the book and look at the answer. So it makes me become an honest person, personally. Yeah, I know it is, most of us, we read theory, but when it comes to practicing, it's the hardest part. But when you practice it, it is what makes you different from the others. So IOU helps me to be different from the others in the Islamic perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
She mentioned something very important, the practicality. Not all courses are just purely theoretic. We have courses that are practical. So when someone takes an online course that has practicals involved, how do you ensure that this student gets all that the course entails? Do they come to school on the weekends? Do they attend from where they are? Or how do you ensure that, yes, maybe someone has taken journalism online and the practical aspect, learning cameras, doing voiceovers and everything. How do you guys handle that and ensure that once they're finished, they're a fully molded student?
As she had mentioned earlier, discipline. In terms of you're an adult, you know what you want. You know how it's going to benefit you. And it is incumbent upon you to work on that. So any student who learns anything, before you decide, I'm going to learn this, you have to practice it yourself. That's very important. But then again, like for us, for IOU, there are student committees, there are student bodies. Like in Kenya, we have a student body in Nairobi, in Mombasa, in Wajir. And they help each other in terms of, sharing the knowledge, student groups which work together, doing activities together. So that gives you the practice to the opportunity to practice what you are learning. And also as a control measure, and also there's something to do with community service. If you are studying psychology, you have to do community service before you, as part of the course. And in this, you have to practice what you are learning. So that's very important, be it from, advising, counseling your family, or teaching. You do that, and that helps you in the practical part.
And then maybe perhaps we could talk about the issue of converts or reverts. Maybe people who've accepted Islam and they're doing the course in an Islamic online institution. How do you guys ensure that someone like this gets to learn Islam better, learns the ways, learns the means, and how to just better themselves as a person? Because now this is someone who's either new or had decided to come back to the religion.
The reverts, as we like to call them, are one of the main reasons that IOU was formed, because changing the nation through education. And there's as part of the courses offered at IOU, there's the General Diploma in Islamic Studies, which is made up of short courses that begin from scratch, from new Muslim week 1. So it's tailor-made for those who come into Islam, and also those who have been in Islam but have missed out on some things, and even those who have the knowledge but may need to refresh. It's you could find like fiqh of zakah, fiqh of hajj, the manasik, and there is a course by the name of soul of hajj. You may go for hajj, what to do, the manasik, all that, but why? So there's the soul of Hajj. What are the reasons behind that? And lots of other courses that which really help not just the reverts, but the born Muslims, as it were. So it's very important, and the language of instruction being in English, applicable to people in the West, people in sub-Saharan Africa and elsewhere who may not have the the Arabic language, but they'll still get the knowledge.
What benefits have you gotten from doing the Islamic online course, to you as a person, to your education, maybe your career and everything?
I've learned a lot. Yeah, I can say that is part of the benefit. I have learned a lot. I'm learning to maybe control myself of what I know of my age are doing. So like you might find not every Muslim practices what he has learned. Yeah, so every day whatever I learn new, I tend to practice what I learn every day. So I can say that is part of a benefit for me. As for others, I now know how better to communicate with people, affiliate myself with others, how to communicate to someone who is of a certain age, who is of a like this. Like I said, psychology is more than what you can think. Yeah, so what I found startling, it was that in Islam there is psychology, even though we are not taught.
There is?
Yes.
No, that's new information to me as well.
Yeah. There is actually the message of Islam is for the soul. Yeah, so psychology is all about the soul, the mind, and how to interact the both mind, body, soul together. Okay. Yeah, so I have learned a lot in short. Yeah, and I have learned that in Islam, there is more. I can see things in another perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can say comfortably you're an all-rounded Islamic online university student.
Going up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inshallah, you'll get that out. My brother Hamis, let's talk about the credit transfers. Say, for example, someone has finished a diploma at IOU and they want to transfer and advance to a degree in different universities. Do you guys, does IOU accept that, and the accreditation that comes from IOU, is it acceptable in other universities as well?
Yes, for those who have studied in IOU and want to move to other schools, and vice versa as well.
Yes.
Again, it depends on the country, the school, and the person even. We, like in where IOU has gotten accreditation as a physical university, like in Somalia and the Gambia, it's readily acceptable, so there's no ifs, buts or maybes. In other countries, it depends on the country. Just to give an example, we have students from IOU who have been accepted in using the IOU certificates in different schools like IU in Uganda, INSAIF in Malaysia, Accra in Ghana, and a few other schools. So it depends on the country, but again, you have to equalize given the country where you are going to study and the country the IOU certificate where it's from. If it's not from like the Gambia or Somalia or right now Guinea-Bissau, you have to equalize in the country where you want to move it, so that it can be used there.
Okay. Well, how about for our country, Kenya?
Kenya, again, it depends on school to school, but you have to take it for equalization.
Okay.
You take it to the Higher Education Council for equalization, then you can use it wherever you want to use it.
Okay. And maybe Yusra, you can tell us, how does one build a successful career online? Like from the beginning of studying. I know you're still in the learning process, but as a student, how would you say one can build a successful career online? Say like, I engaged in this online study and I am able to stay focused and everything to the end result.
As I said, self-discipline, being focused, managing your time, and most above all, the intention. Yeah. What is your intention? Seeking that knowledge. If you have the right intention, it will take you far. As the Prophet ﷺ said, "Innamal a'mal binniyat." Verily, actions are by intentions. Yeah. So whatever you intend to do, the intention, the firmness in your intention, it will help you drive. It will drive you to what you want to succeed or to what you want to achieve. So it all begins with you, and it all ends with you. Yeah.
How about the support that you get from either the lecturers, family, or friends, or the environment that you're in?
The environment is quite friendly, yeah, because I have internet access. Yeah, because that's the greatest challenge. If you don't have internet, how will you study? So wherever I am, I have the access of internet, so I can quite easily take maybe 1 hour, study for one lecture, because the maximum IOU offers a lecture, for the ones I have seen, it is 1 hour maximum. Minimum is 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 30 minutes. So it's quite flexible. The knowledge is simple, so I get to understand most of the things. Yeah, so the environment is quite motivating. The lecturers are also motivating. The lectures themselves and the lecture that I'm studying, the PowerPoints, when you just read in between the lines, you're like, wow, I really need to know more of this. Yeah.
All right. Yusra right there saying, innamal amal binniyat, everything depends on your intention. That takes us to the second break, but don't go too far, because when we come back, we will be talking about the other courses that are offered in IOU and how they're making us, how they're moving forward to be the best of the university in the country. Stay tuned. This is Tech Tuesday. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. You are watching the Sabah Show. Keep it locked right here on Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
kuna faida gani twapata tukimjua Mtume sallallahu alayhi wasallam?
Nabii mwenye ushawishi mkubwa duniani.
Tukizikwa tukitiwa kaburini, tutaulizwa haya maswali matatu: man rabbuk, ma dinuk, man nabiyuk.
Sheikh Jamaluddin anakupa simulizi.
Huwezi kumpenda mtu usiyemjua
na kutambua sunna zake,
lakini ukimjua na ukimtambua Mtume Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, mapenzi yako yatazidi.
Ufahamu Rasulullah, familia na maswahaba wake. Tazama sira ya Mtume kila Jumatatu saa 1 jioni kwenye Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Wake up to exciting mornings every day. Active Jumatatu with Muhammad Obura. Tech Tuesday with Yusuf Farah. Wednesday, the special edition Business Chat with Ibtisam Jamal. All about your health on Healthy Thursdays with Mariam Mwacharo. Aisha Khan with thorny pertinent issues every Friday on the Round Table. Fresh discussions, direct probe in Sabah Show, only on Horizon TV. Healthy Thursday is not just about diseases. It's about food, lifestyle, milestones in the medical practitioner's field, especially in our Muslim Ummah, and more so, your health. Discover breakthroughs and milestones in the medical field. Learn how to manage diseases.
Oh, that was not painful.
Join the discussion. Make better decisions on your meal plans. Improve your lifestyle.
All the doctors who are there were tired of working in maternity and taking care of women. And they say, you are the new kid on the block. We are leaving this department to you.
Healthy Thursday is about you, about your family, your lifestyle. So keep it locked Horizon TV on Healthy Thursday with me, Mariam Mwacharo.
قال تعالى في محكم تنزيله بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Ninasaha kutoka pwani.
هذا الدين قال الله قال الرسول قال الصحابة هم أولو العرفان. انتهى.
Ili kuongoza kwenye njia iliyonyoka.
Sikizeni hadithi hii ya Mtume alayhi salatu wasalam. Hakuna atakayeweza kumfungia mtu mlango ambaye Mwenyezi Mungu alimfungulia.
Kuimarisha imani yako.
Thabbit qulubana ala dinik wa ala ta'atik.
Ungana na mashekhi wetu kutoka pwani kwenye mimbar.
Mimbar zinamwakilisha Mtume sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Ni Jumamosi na wakati saa 3 usiku katika Horizon TV, runinga uipendayo.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. You are watching the Sabah Show. Keep it locked right here on Horizon TV. Welcome to the third and final segment of Tech Tuesday with me, your host Yusuf Farah. Of course, remember you can join in the conversation on our Facebook, Instagram and Twitter handles, that is Horizontv Kenya, and our SMS line 21951. Now, I'll start with my brother Hamis. What are some of the courses, other courses that you guys offer apart from Islamic online studies? Because when someone hears IOU, they're thinking in their mind, this is just Islam. Is it open to other courses as well?
Yes, there are a few courses, but some of them are not necessarily strictly Islamic, but with an Islamic perspective. Because as Muslims, we have to, we can't be half and half. We have to be full Muslim. So whatever it is you study, whatever it is you do, you have to have the Islamics of it. The main course, by far more than 50% of registered students are studying Islamics. Mainly the Bachelor of Arts in Islamic Studies and the Diploma in Islamic Studies and also the Masters in Islamic Studies. That's the main course. But then again, there's also the one she's studying, Islamic Psychology. Of course, it's contemporary plus the Islamic parts. In contemporary psychology, you may not necessarily study how to deal with gene possession and that kind of thing. So the Islamic part comes into to play in that. Then there is Islamic banking and finance. We all know what economics is made of. Resources are scarce. Whilst are they really scarce or are human? Are we greedy? So, and again, also the issue of usury and interest, 6 and half a dozen of the other. It's all the same, but that's what runs our economies. So in Islamics, you study that. Then again, there is education, the methodology, how-tos, classroom management. Then also there is business administration. As somebody told me, as a manager is somebody who would get to the place of work. If they've had a problem with the wife at home or the husband at home, they will get to work and nobody is supposed to speak that day because he's not happy. So everybody keeps quiet. Yeah. If he's had a very good deal, then he's happy. Everybody in the office is supposed to be happy. Is that how a Muslim should be as a manager? How to run your business? It's common knowledge. We know people are engaging in very uncouth business practices whilst they are Muslims. But if you learn this, the business administration with the Islamic perspective, you know how to deal with people justly and fairly. Things like rish, Muslims are, some Muslims are doing them, which is obviously not good in Islam. Again, there is Arabic language, studies of Arabic as a language. We've got the intensive Arabic and we've got the bachelor's degree in Arabic. And we also have the psychology that she's studying, and there is a Quran memorization as standalone course here. Actually, and it's even divided into 4 parts. There is the Tajweed for those who may have started learning Islam late, Makharij al-Huruf, that kind of thing. It begins from scratch and how to recite the Quran properly. Then there is an Ijaza program where you do the tahfidh, the memorization with an Ijaza. Then there is the general memorization, group memorization, and then there is one-on-one memorization. So all these are offered at IOU.
Okay.
Yes.
Then
again, there is also some short courses, webinars, and like Tarbiyatul Awlad, marriage, all those very short courses which are open all year round and to everybody.
And of course, with everything good, challenges do come in. So I'll start with Yusra. Perhaps you can tell us the challenges you face from a student point of view.
From a student point of view, if you don't have the gadgets, it's somehow not really impossible, but it is quite not up to the standard that you would want to study every day. Then if you don't, maybe you have some financial problems, it's somehow some sort of a problem, because you cannot go to the cyber cafe and say, oh, I want to study, could you please help me, my live session is on, I want to do this, then I'll pay you back. Sometimes it's quite challenging. For myself, I started with my phone. I started with diploma, free diploma in Islamic studies, so that I could engage myself with the system of IOU, and I can say it was not easy. Yeah, it was not easy. Sometimes a lecture is 15 MBs or maybe 20 MBs, and the MBs that you have is quite
less than
that. So, but what I used to do, I used to download books. I just read. I just read because I'm familiar with that, with Islamic studies, because I have studied degree in Islamic studies. So it was a walkover for me. Yeah, but I believe for the one who is beginning, it is very, very much challenging. Another part is the assignment part. You know, we do some research. If it is a beginning student who does not even know maybe how to research a topic, how to put it in perspective, how to arrange how you're going to do that research, it's very hard. Yeah, it's very hard because there is those plagiarism, and IOU is very has a very stand on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And perhaps maybe Khamis, you can tell us, can one complete the online course 100% online?
Yes and no. You, in terms of study, you can complete it 100% online. In terms of, you know, study, doing your input, do it on the computer. But in terms of, you know, like when you do your thesis, you have to go to a library, you have to sit, you have to read. As it is, there is no way we can escape from books, like physical hard paper books. We cannot escape from that. Even if you have, you know, PDFs, you have PowerPoint presentations, you have that, you need to sit, study, write. So in terms of the coursework, and that you can do 100% online, but you still have to do the books, the physical books, and also the community work. It's a lot of hours you have to put in of community work, which is practice of what you're learning. So that's what you have to do, and it is what it is.
Yeah. So yes and no.
Yes.
Okay. And maybe the shift towards online classes, people taking online classes and everything. Are we seeing a situation where one day maybe someone like you will say, I never want to step into a classroom because I can do an online course? Are we slowly going away from the normal classroom norm?
Somehow, yeah, because myself, I miss a classroom setup. Yeah, I love communicating with students one-on-one, where a student tells you his perspective of what he has learned of the same lecture we have listened to, because people have different minds, as you know. So it's somehow lonely, but the fun part of it is you know what you want. Yeah, I myself, I know what I want, so I overlook I overlook my emotional side of wanting to be in a classroom setup. I don't know my classmates. I don't even know if whoever I'm studying with my psychology. So sometimes you might find you don't understand a unit, a lecture that has just been given, and you don't know. Yes, there are IOU help desk. There is every lecturer has an email in which you can contact the lecturer, but sometimes, you know, you just need a company. You need to discuss, so what did you learn from this? Oh, me, I learned this. So you share you share the knowledge. Yeah, so myself, I don't share with anyone, okay, and not unless I'm caught up in a situation like, oh no, I learned this and that. Yeah, so that's the challenge.
Let me add into that. In as much as technology is forcing us to be more remote, maybe even disengaged in terms of almost everything, from cooking to now learning, you know, even driving. Soon you're going to have, you know, like self-driving vehicles. We can't escape from it. But strictly speaking, in terms of learning, again, we are social animals. We need interaction with others of our nature. So, and learning from them, like it happens with kids. They watch what you're doing and then they do that. That's how they learn. So we cannot run away from the fact that one-on-one studies has to, it can't die.
Okay.
It can't die.
Of course, now with everything that you guys have mentioned, we cannot escape success stories from IOU. So as we finish, you can tell us a success story.
There are lots of success stories, and even more beautiful is that they're from all over the globe. Yes, South Africa to Egypt to Saudi Arabia to the US, Canada, India, all over. lots of students are saying how IOU has helped them, you know, as again repeating the motto, changing the nation through education, how the IOU has helped them to change themselves first and foremost, and then also their community and the families and their communities. So there are very many, and we can't, you know, start speaking about them, but they are there, and it really has been an eye-opener for a lot of people, and it's an opportunity again, if I have to mention, that IOU is offering scholarships for African students. There's a project called 1 Million African Scholarship Project for African students and students of African-ish origin, like Haiti, Jamaica, Papua New Guinea, and again, the countries being what they are, not referring to Donald Trump's, you know, labeling of them. The scholarships are there for all the degree courses that IOU offers, and any African student can apply for them.
Nice. That is a very good thing, and I'm glad that you mentioned it. I'm sure people will take advantage of that and join IOU. Now, let's get parting shots. I'll start. Should I start with you? Should I start with Yusra?
Obviously, as usual, ladies go first.
All right, Yusra, you go first.
Okay, I'll part with an authentic hadith about knowledge. The Prophet ﷺ has been reported to have said that, I'll say it in Arabic then English, Man salaka tariqan yaltamisu fihi ilman sahhala Allahu lahu bihi tariqan ilal jannah. Whoever sets a path seeking knowledge from it, Allah will make his path to Jannah very much easy. So, and every single creature on earth prays for the forgiveness of this person seeking knowledge to benefit himself, his community, and whoever around him, and at long last to lead him to Jannah. That is the sole message of Islam about knowledge. Yeah.
Okay, mashallah.
After she goes ahead and quotes the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there's nothing I can possibly add to that. But I'll just say that anybody who wants to study IOU, it's very easy. It's just a click away. And also for the scholarships, for those who are in Mombasa, they can come to Mombasa Learning Center. They can apply for them. Those who are in Nairobi, they can come to the Muslim Educational Council here, and they can meet Mariam, and they can do the application, and inshallah Allah will grant them.
Okay. Thank you very much, Yusra and Hamisi, for coming. There you have it. They have informed us about the Islamic Online University, and Yusra, very important hadith she said there. So I'll try also to have a hadith that says, seek knowledge even if it is in China. Now, my brother Muhammad Abura, after going to Ijara with you, will have to go and take an online Arabic course, because that was a challenge right there from Yusra. So credits to everyone who made the show possible today. My brother Hassan Idris, my sister Sumaya, and Hashim in the studio with me today, my producer Isam Tama, and his directors, that is Ibtisam Jamal. Don't forget to watch her tomorrow on Business Chat. My brother Nasir, my sound engineer, and myself, Yusuf Farah. It is not goodbye as always. It is till we meet again. That's a wrap.
Bye.